it's Friday the 16th of September and welcome to this week's news bulletin from the Christian Institute. Opposition to the Scottish Government's proposal to redefine marriage is building. Leader of the Roman Catholic Church in Scotland, Cardinal Keith O'Brien, has warned that changing the definition of marriage for the sake of homosexual marriage would have serious repercussions for Scottish schools and society. His concerns were echoed by Philip Tartaglia, the Roman Catholic Bishop of Paisley. He said, "Marriage has always existed in order to bring men and women together so that the children born of those unions will have a mother and a father. For that reason, same-sex unions cannot fulfil the nature and purpose of marriage. Marriage, therefore, should not be treated as an equality issue. A government which favours and allows for same-sex marriage does wrong. It fails in its duty to society." But BBC actor John Barrowman has waded into the debate, launching a blistering attack on the Roman Catholic Church in Scotland for defending the traditional definition of marriage. Mr Barrowman, who stars in the BBC's Torchwood series, said that he was horrified that church groups were prepared to ruin lives. He added, "That's not being Christian at all. In fact, I think it's evil. Being gay is not, as they claim, against the laws of nature. I was born this way." X Factor Supremo Simon Cowell says his flagship ITV talent show will have to be toned down following complaints last year that it was over-sexualised. The show came in for criticism last December following sexually provocative dance routines by Rihanna and Christina Aguilera during family primetime. Following nearly 3,000 complaints, regulator Ofcom announced it would issue new taste and decency guidelines to broadcasters of family entertainment shows. Ofcom also said one of the dances by Christina Aguilera was the very margin of acceptability for broadcast. In response, Mr Cowell said, "I think based on the reaction, we'd have to tone it down a bit." The post office on the Channel Island of Jersey has refused to deliver audio recordings of St Mark's Gospel after deeming it offensive material. Several churches on Jersey clubbed together to pay for the CDs to be produced as part of the celebrations marking the 400th anniversary of the King James Bible, with copies due to be delivered to every household on the island. Liz Hunter of St Helier Methodist Centre said their initial contact with Jersey Post was quite positive, but then somebody from the marketing department phoned to say they would be unable to deliver the CDs because of guidelines about mass deliveries and that the religious recordings could offend people. However, Kevin Keane, Chief Executive of Jersey Post, has since apologised and admitted they got it wrong, saying that the guidelines were misinterpreted. The gospel recordings are now being delivered by volunteers. The lifelong safeguard preventing homosexual men being allowed to donate blood will be loosened in November. The change will mean that men whose last sexual contact with another man was more than 12 months ago will be allowed to donate blood. Men who have sex with men have, as a group, a higher risk of sexually acquired blood-borne viruses. There is a detailed comment article about this issue written by Mike Judge, which can be read on our website at christian.org.uk. Churchgoers in Woking could be forced to pay car parking charges to attend church on Sundays following an intervention by the National Secular Society. Currently, worshippers at 3 churches in Woking are able to park for free at 2 car parks in the town centre on Sundays. The NSS has called for Woking Borough Council to end the concession, claiming that it is almost certainly illegal under equality legislation. But Ray Morgan, Chief Executive of Woking Borough Council, said, "The council greatly values the whole faith community and the work they do. It's important that we do what's right for Woking's residents." The terms BC and AD are being dropped from school textbooks as part of Australia's new politically correct national history curriculum. The curriculum will replace BC, before Christ, with BCE, before Common Era, and AD, Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord, will be replaced with CE, Common Era. But Peter Jensen, the Archbishop of Sydney, has branded the move as an absurd attempt to write Christ out of human history. And Reverend Fred Nile, an MP in the New South Wales Parliament, described the changes as an absolute disgrace. Reverend Nile added, "The direction of the national curriculum is towards almost a Christian cleansing, to remove from our history any references to the role Christianity had in the formation of Australia and still has today. However, a spokesman for the Australian Curriculum Authority said that the new terms were being introduced because this was an increasingly common standard for the representation of dates. Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.